We have heard of wars and rumors of wars. Calamities are increasing, the so-called climate, environmental issue. We have seen wickedness increasing at a pace we have never witnessed before. Do you think that it is time for us, as Amos chapter 4, verse 12 tells us, to prepare to meet our God?
Prepare for the Last Days, a devotional from the writings of Ellen G. White. By the breath of his mouth. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. Genesis 1:1. In the formation of our world, God was not beholding to pre-existent substance or matter. For the things that are seen were not made of the things which do appear. On the contrary, all things material or spiritual stood up before the Lord Jehovah at his voice and were created for his own purpose. The heavens and all the host of them, the earth and all things that are therein, are not only the work of his hand. They came into existence by the breath of his mouth. The Lord has given evidence that by his power he could in one short hour dissolve the whole frame of nature. He can turn things upside down and destroy the things that man has built up in his most firm and substantial manner. He removeth the mountains, he overturneth them in his anger. He sweepeth the earth out of its place, and the billows thereof tremble. The pillars of heaven tremble, and are astonished at his reproof. The mountains quake at him, and the hills melt, and the earth is burned at his presence. The Lord gives warnings to the inhabitants of the earth, as in the Chicago fire and the fires in Melbourne, London, and the city of New York. When God's restraining hand is removed, the destroyer begins his work. Then, in our cities, the greatest calamities will come. Is this because people do not keep Sunday? No, but because men have trampled upon the law of Jehovah. The Lord is slow to anger. This should inspire the heart with gratitude. The Lord puts constraint upon his own attributes. Omnipotence is exerted over omnipotence himself.
There'll be no dark valley when Jesus comes. There'll be no dark valley when Jesus comes. There'll be no dark valley when Jesus comes. Together his loved ones home. There'll be no dark valley when Jesus comes. There'll be no dark valley when Jesus comes. There'll be no dark valley when Jesus comes. Together his loved ones home. Together his loved ones home. Together his loved ones home. There'll be no dark valley when Jesus comes. Together his loved ones home. There'll be no more sorrow when Jesus comes. There'll be no more sorrow when Jesus comes, but a glorious morrow when Jesus comes. Together his loved ones home. Together his loved ones home. Together his loved ones home. There'll be no dark valley when Jesus comes. Together songs of greeting when Jesus comes. There'll be songs of greeting when Jesus comes, and a joyful meeting when Jesus comes. Together His loved ones home. Together His loved ones home. Together His loved ones home. There'll be no dark valley when Jesus comes. Together His loved ones home. Together His loved ones home. Together His loved ones home. There'll be no dark valley when Jesus comes. Together His love